Hey everyone, James Canal here from the Mogul Realty Group. Today we're going to have a deep look at the community of Millwoods, one of the most exciting communities in the greater Edmonton metropolitan area from the perspective of an investor. Let's have a look at where we are talking about. You can see the map of the greater Edmonton area, and then here in the southeast corner we've got Millwoods. Well, let's zoom it in a little bit. Why? Because you can see Millwoods is actually about the size of many of the bedroom communities. We've got Beaumont, Sherwood Park, Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, St. Albert. Millwoods, although it's part of Edmonton, is really more of a small town in size as opposed to just a neighborhood. Let's zoom in a little bit more. You can see that there are 9 by 9 a grid of major constituent areas, and then each of those are made up of 2 to 3 smaller neighborhoods. So Millwoods has over 30 neighborhoods that make up the greater area. What I want to do next is show you the layers from an aerial perspective. So you can see here, Millwoods is a residential area. It's almost all houses. In the center of Millwoods, we've got the town center, which has a hospital, shopping area, and then to the west, the north, the northeast, and the southwest, it's completely surrounded by industrial. Let's have a look at what that looks like. To the southwest and south of South Edmonton Common, we're seeing a bunch of light industrial commercial buildings like this. A lot of construction companies, tech companies are putting their headquarters in this region of the city, specifically because of the access to all of the residential. So it's a great spot as an employment hub for some of these skilled jobs. Let's have a look at the next part of the industrial area. To the immediate west and northwest, we've got light industrial like this: warehouses, shipping yards, light manufacturing, construction, this kind of stuff. Again, a great employment hub, especially for all these new Canadians that are coming to Canada. They're jobs that often don't require a lot of English and don't require a bunch of previous education. Perfect for new Canadians, perfect for families. And of course, to the northeast, we've got the major oil refining complex. This is where petroleum products get refined into all kinds of fuels and advanced petroleum products. Again, very, very major employment hub for some great paying jobs. So you can see basically all of Millwoods is surrounded by employment hubs. Let's take one more look at the map just to verify. Millwoods right here, and then all of the oil refining right there. We zoom out, we zoom in, all of the light industrial and Roper industrial and Strathcona industrial. Zoom out, and then we zoom in to Ellerslie Industrial, which is where those light industrial and headquarters are. Now let's take a look at the next major employment hub. Right smack dab in the middle, it's the Grey Nuns Hospital. The Grey Nuns Hospital is a massive facility. It's the major hospital for the entire southeast area of the city. So when it comes to skilled hospital jobs, doctors, as well as hospital support, tons and tons of employment. In addition to that, in the area surrounding the hospital are all kinds of professional offices for specialists. So when you are thinking about the medical industry, it's not just about the hospital itself, but it's about the surrounding area. And then surrounding that are all kinds of aging in place facilities. So the industry around aging in place, healthcare is huge, and this is the central hub for that. Again, great employment hub. So we're seeing a common theme here where Millwoods is a great place to attract people who are looking to work at these various employment hubs. Awesome place for tenants. In the southeast of Millwoods, you can see we have 2 of the major gurdwaras. So the community in Millwoods is very, very strong culturally speaking. And this is very, very appealing for the tenant population for that culture. People want to be near the cultural hub for their community. In addition, really great place for new Canadians. So you can see as we zoom out again, this whole section of Millwoods, very, very appealing especially when we relate it to all the employment hubs. One of the most exciting parts for investors of the Millwoods area is the brand new transit line coming in. This is the LRT, it's the metro line. It's the train that's going to connect Millwoods into the core of the city. So let me show you on the map where these 3 train stations are going to be. It's early 2023 at the time of this recording. By the time you watch this video, the trains might already be moving on the rails. When we zoom in, we can see coming down 75th Street, there will be a stop at the corner of 38th Ave and 66th Street. Zoom out, zoom in. There's going to be a stop here around 34th Avenue and 66th Street that will service the center of the community. And then when we zoom out and zoom in, you can see there's the existing Millwoods Transit Center. The final stop will rest there. So anything in the northwest of Millwoods will be a terrific target to take advantage of this infrastructure growth. When it comes to the types of properties in Millwoods, we're going to see a lot of bungalows constructed in the early 80s up until about the late 80s. So most of Millwoods is going to have properties just like this that make excellent targets for renovation, for adding secondary suites in the basement. Edmonton's a really easy place to get permits for secondary suites, and Millwoods is a terrific community to get 2 incomes from 1 property. The rents for this type of property are going to be really on par with slightly above city average, especially now with the LRT coming in. In addition, purchase prices are going to be slightly above city average. So from a rentability perspective, you're looking at slightly above average prices, slightly above average rents, which produce really nice cash flow. Let's have a look at the newer part of Millwoods. The far east slice of Millwoods on the other side of 34th Street and south towards the freeway were all built after 1990, and some of these communities are almost under construction today. And so what we're going to see in these communities are more a 2-story style house with front attached garage. From an investment perspective, from a rentability perspective, these properties are still excellent targets to add secondary suites in the basement, and under the right circumstances, they will rent very nicely as standalone properties. Throughout Millwoods, great rental options for single family homes because there are so many families who are in that rental pool working at all of those nearby employment hubs. It creates a lot of stability in Millwoods. To sum it all up, Millwoods is an incredible community for investors, for landlords, for people looking to rent to new Canadians, for people looking to rent to stable tenants with stable jobs in all of the employment hubs. The thing to remember about Millwoods is that it's basically the size of a small town. It's huge. So get to know the individual pockets, get to know the individual parts of Millwoods, because there's certain areas that are different, and depending on your rental strategy and your tenant profile, you're going to want to pick the right part of the greater Millwoods area. I personally recommend going after the properties that are being positively impacted by the LRT. If you'd like to do a deep dive on Millwoods as a whole and have a consultation on what neighborhoods are perfect for you, let us know. We'd love to talk to you more about it.